What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless. Welcome back to our Fearless Show podcast. It has been a minute, but today's date is December 2nd, 2019. With me, as always, my co-host, Doris Walker. Say what up to everybody.
What's up, everybody? It's Doris Walker, artist D Walker. You know what it is. Living Life Fearless, back again. I know it's been a while, but hey, you know, we had shit to do. Grinding.
Yeah, been busy. All right, what you been up to?
Oh, I've been up to so many things, man. Since we last potted, I'm trying to think of all the things that happened. I got a art studio I just invested in myself. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just pay the rent on this shit because, you know, I can't. I felt like my art practice was suffering, so I got a studio in about May, and then around that same month, I got contacted by a curator who's a guest curator for the Coachelification, which is a museum in Amersfoort, Amsterdam. Well, near Amsterdam. It's 30 minutes outside of Amsterdam. Okay. But it's a contemporary art museum. And they're doing a survey on storytelling. And they have a whole exhibition set out on Black American work, and they're doing from the Harlem Renaissance all the way to contemporary artists today. And he hit me up to do a studio visit. So, hey, I had some work ready, and I had a studio now. So, so basically, I have a show. I have two pieces. I have a 25-foot long piece and a 7-foot by 3 feet cardboard piece that I'm shipping out there. That should be up in February.
That's dope.
And yeah, so that was
Amsterdam, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, my first major museum shows. Yeah, well, second international show. I had a small international show in Cuba a couple years ago, which is cool. But this is major.
Yeah.
Wait, so that's pretty sick. But then man,
you try to fly out there?
I was thinking about it, but I don't know, man. I'm spending too much. I'm I got a ticket to go to LA in another week, and then yeah, I don't know. I'm getting married next year, so I gotta hold down the funds.
Yeah, that's dope. That's a good look right there.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. But that, and I just got into an art residency at the International Studio Curatorial Practice space in Brooklyn, New York, which is dope because it's hard to get into, and I got in. It's called the Celebrate the Studio residency, which only a couple artists get, and it's sponsored by the program itself. All the other studios are from international sponsors, so from the country that the artists are from. So if they're from like Belgium or Russia or China or whatever, they usually have a sponsor that pays for their studio. So that's typically how the things work at this space. So, or there's a foundation that offers to pay for a studio, and that's what I applied for, was one of the foundations, the Pollock Krasner residency, and I didn't get in, but apparently I was a finalist, and they went through the finalists of that residency application and picked for this one, basically. So then they just called me out of the blue and were like, hey, you were one of the finalists. We want to do an interview and see if, you'd be good for this other residency. And so the interview went good, and now I got a residency starting up December through January.
Just killing it.
Just out here hustling, man.
Yeah, just killing it. I mean, on our front, left front, been killing it too. We've had pretty much record months, almost every month this year.
Yeah, man.
And, the numbers have definitely been going crazy. Content been definitely jumping a lot more. Getting more into interviews and getting more in touch with the creatives, the people behind, some of the stuff. So definitely working on bringing a lot more of that. But back to art, was Art Basel this week? Is that what it is?
Yeah. What's today's Monday? So I guess that
Yeah.
starts Wednesday-ish. I guess press uh days would be like Wednesday, Thursday-ish. So yeah, it'd be like this week to the next week. Um, yeah, Art Basel. So everybody flies to Miami basically. This is like the Miami crazy time. It gets crazier and crazier every year.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah.
not showing this year, but I
Nah,
showed like the last 2 years, but it's no biggie. I'm flying to LA actually the week everybody's going to Miami, so me and
yeah.
a bunch of other artists thought we'd be cool and do like the opposite thing.
Do the counter thing. Oh, y'all
Yeah,
going to
like
y'all still? Oh, y'all still going to Miami?
yeah. Oh yeah, y'all still Basel, huh? Like now we out here in LA. Like yeah.
Yeah, Basel is definitely getting. I feel like it's definitely getting bigger every year. You hear more about it. You hear like it's definitely piercing through like the mainstream more.
Well, the problem is like so. Let me break it down for you. The art world's crazy. So the thing about the art world is like famous people can just chill with like the art world without feeling awkward, but
Yeah,
we're just like regular people still. So
yeah,
we're just used to like being around like famous people. So like nobody like freaks out. So like they like go to art shit and like do that. So like in Art Basel, all the like there's like mad celebrity parties. Like every after party is like hosted by somebody famous and like everybody just goes there now for the party. It's not even the art anymore.
that's what I'm.
It's more about the events.
It's definitely like the influencer Instagram type event now, like more and more than you hear about like what celebrities are going, more than you hear about like the actual art like down there a lot of times
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah, and that honestly, that was a thing. I seen some articles come out with gallerists about how they wanted to tackle it because there was a thing about like, the fairs being so packed, but like nobody really buying anything.
Yeah, because they're just there for the
Like
show. They're there for hey, I'm
for
a
the
vlog
gram.
from Art Basel. You know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of
Yeah,
vloggers and shit. And like, right. Like, I mean, it's a double edged sword. Like, you want it to be big, and you want it to get
yeah,
like that kind of attention, but then you also want to bring like the right kind of attention and not just become like some social event instead of, losing its intention.
yeah, for sure. I mean, unfortunately, it's kind of turned into like Artcella, but
Yeah, that's what exactly what it is. It's like
you know,
The Coachelification of like what it was
facts.
like how Coachella started out as like this celebration of like indie artists and
Yeah,
counter music and counterculture type of thing, and then it's like now this huge just this huge Disneyfication of like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
yeah.
all for consumerism now instead of what its like intention was.
No, for real. But so that's Basil. But I mean, at the same time, everybody else is doing like all these other like
Offshoot
art
type.
fairs.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like those art fairs, like so there's certain fairs that are becoming what Basel used to be like
yeah,
now. So like they're becoming a little bit more serious or like, like the Armory show in New York is always big. And Freeze is always big. Um there's like the Outsider Art Fair. There's so many art fairs. There's even like the Affordable Art Fair, like and during Art Basel, like it was originally called just like Miami Art Week, but
yeah.
Miami like Art Basel because it came from Basel, Switzerland, and then they just did it in different major cities across the world. They basically coined it. It was like
Like
like the thing.
franchise at this point.
Yeah, it's like the Walkman. It's like we didn't call them CD players. It was a Walkman. You got a Walkman, like like or the like
Yeah,
that was it's Art Basel. It's not the Miami Art Week. It's we're
yeah,
going to Art Basel. So there's a bunch of different fairs. There's the Satellite Art Fair. That's actually a really cool fair. It's kind of a more underground, slightly more true to the roots. But then there's a bunch of different things. So.
I mean, I get it. You kind of need both, and it's also good to have like that one event that is like that big commercially and like just socially to like kind
Yeah.
of bring eyes to what everything else is going on, what you're doing. But then you also don't want it to like go overboard where it's like it loses its purpose entirely.
Well, for sure, because the people that are like the collectors, for the like the high ticket stuff don't necessarily want to deal with the people. So
Yeah,
they never really go. They send people to go. Like,
yeah,
so it's like their art advisors are the ones that go to the art fair now, because they know how crazy it is. Unless they get they get there, they feel like going to the private viewing, and even then, that's still like everybody's, just spends extra to get the VIP pass, so they
yeah.
can, because there's like slightly extra perks, there's like a couple extra events or like another day you get when you do the VIP, so,
I'm
you know,
sure they're cashing in the hell out of it right now for sure.
facts. It's only gonna go up though.
So I wanted to ask you about this thing. I'm not sure if you've heard, but like the Boston Museum,
To Boston.
yeah, Boston Museum of Art. They made a pledge to buy art by only women in all of 2020.
Wait, hold on, I can't hear you.
The
Say
no,
that again.
let's say Boston, the Baltimore Museum of Art. They made a pledge recently to buy art only by women in 2020.
Hmm.
I was trying. You hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So the Baltimore Museum of Art they made a pledge to buy art by women only in 2020.
Oh. Oh, okay. You said Boston?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I meant Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. I'm not mad. I mean, that's probably honestly, saying it like that is really it's like a headline, So it's like I'd have to like get into the meat and potatoes before I like, oh, that's ridiculous. What do you mean? But they're just saying for a year. That's not even that long. Like if we thought about like what their permanent collection is, there's probably like five women in their permanent collection. It's probably
Well,
like it's probably like Lee Krasner, like like it's probably like a few people that like there's probably barely anybody in their in their permanent collection that's female.
yeah. So I want to say the article. Yeah. So the article says it's about 4% of their collection
Oh yeah,
is
see.
of the 95,000 artworks they have were only made by women. So 4%. So let's
There we go. I said five. I
so
guess I was too generous.
so let's yeah. So let's do the math. Quick math, real quick. Let's say 95,000, and only
That's crazy.
4% are women.
Uh,
So yeah, out of 95,000, about 3,800 of those pieces are by women.
hmm, very small. Very small.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I know you're not like a woman artist, but you also are a minority artist, and you also kind
Hmm.
of have to deal with that kind of representation and getting into certain, you know, museums and exhibitions and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
when you hear something like this, are you like skeptical or are you, you know, open?
Oh,
Like,
well, the thing is, you have to, the thing about the art world is you just have to, it's like everything else in business. You have to like use it and not let it use you. So like every time there's a door open, it's like you could get used by it or you could like use it to your advantage, like so I if I was, like a female artist, I would probably be more obliged to apply or direct attention to that museum. Honestly, just because the doors are open. On a lot of galleries and spaces here in New York have done that, and directly in terms of just residency programming. Like I just said, I had my residency. There's a lot of residencies are open now specifically programmed just to have, women. So there's no, like male slots or regardless of minority, so like this is a trend, but it's not like trendy. It's more like a response to the lack thereof
Yeah.
and providing a space for dialogue that hasn't necessarily existed yet. So I think it's important, and I don't think we should panic. I think it's another door being opened, essentially. And I think a year is kind of a weird timeline or whatever. It said a year they were gonna do it.
I said all 2020. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's just kind of like they didn't put a budget. They didn't state much. That's very vague. So for a whole year, I could acquire 25 Michelin Thomas paintings and 10 you know or and 100 like it's just like different people just like but it's like how much did that trickle down into. I mean, Michelin, that would trickle down. But, like, maybe somebody like Dana Schutz, if they, which I'm guarantee they're probably going to buy some Dana Schutz paintings. And, I don't know, it's interesting. It's just interesting. Amy Sherald, because of the, presidential portrait, I guarantee they're going to buy some Amy Sherald paintings. Like, I could think about, like, off the top of my head, like, oh, nah, they're, like, what they're saying is they're gonna get, like these, and then like a
Specific
few of
ones.
y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the art world's crazy because the art world you have to make noise in the art world. Like there's an art world type of noise. Like the Art Basel is like the pop culture. It leaked into pop culture, but they were already doing that, for like a decade before anyone was like, oh, let's go to Miami for this thing. Like people were like been making money off of that.
Yeah.
So it's like all these things are like kind of like they bubble up in the pop culture, but yeah, nah, I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, they're saying that they're gonna spend like 2 million. So, for the year. Wonder how far that'll go.
Oh, okay. So I'd have to retract my statement. They could only get
Yeah, so I say I wonder how far that'll go for an entire
with the names that I was saying, they could only get like 9 to 15 paintings.
Yeah, they're saying they're gonna try to do like a few works by prominent artists, several by like mid-career or emerging artists, and then like some sort of combination.
Mm. Hopefully they get some young bucks out there. Hopefully they have somebody good with programming that actually breaks down a chunk of it off to just like for the local emerging artists there. I hope that like where they're at in Baltimore. I hope that women artists from Baltimore get a highlight at that museum. That's things like that.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Strong.
Something to look into.
Yeah, it's definitely strong. Strong.
I'll have to go visit the museum in a year, 2021. I'll go to the museum and see what they got.
See what they
I
did.
want to see. Yeah, I'm gonna schedule a
definitely
visit.
Yeah, they definitely need to catalog like what they had before and like what after.
Yeah.
What came after that 2020.
I'm here to see everything you've acquired for the year 2020.
Well, come look at these 5 pieces we have.
Yeah, wait. So this is 2 million? Okay.
So we're 3,805 women art pieces now.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I was like, all right. So yeah, the year and the budget, like it's kind of just like we're sorry, guys. Here's a It's not even a baby step. It's just like
somebody looked at like the discrepancy. Like, oh shit, this fucked up. Like, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but a lot of the art world's doing that right now because that's how it's been.
Yeah,
they're like, oh shit, like we've all just been idolizing white men this whole time.
Yeah,
what do we do?
Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, we'll see. We got the whole year to to spend that $2 million and see how far it goes and what they actually do with it. And like you said, hopefully they do something with more than just like the few big name, artists that everybody already knows, and actually tries to dig a little deeper, a little more than surface level.
Yeah, for sure. Not to say that like those names shouldn't be in that museum, because like
Yeah,
if their
sure.
work's not in there, they should like probably work on that as well.
Yeah.
Like those are names that like need to be in museums. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I was saying about that.
All right. Well, we're gonna switch gears a bit. So we never really got a chance to talk about Kanye.
Oh,
And normally I would kind of let this pass, just whatever.
brother Yeezy.
But he's still a thing, and he's still everywhere. So it's like hard to not bring him up and discuss, what your thoughts. Well, first, we never really talked about Jesus is King, and
Yeah,
kind of thought about it.
right.
I gave my own sort of opinions about it in my Let's Talk Music series that drops like the week before last, but we never really discussed it on here in this format. So
Yeah.
what did you think?
Oh man, I was so conflicted, man. I had to listen to it like 3 or 4 different times just to make sure I wasn't like hating certain parts or listening to it weird. I listened to it like as if I didn't know who Kanye was, and that took me
Okay.
like the third, fourth time to do it. And then I finally found like the greatness in what was happening. But then because I knew so much about everything, I couldn't just listen to the music by itself. So,
Well, he
um,
makes it really hard to do that these days, to like just appreciate whatever music he's putting out without putting it in the context of whatever shit he's up to at the moment and whatever shit he's saying. Like he makes it almost impossible. Like a lot of artists I can separate like what's going on with them and like their music and like what I'm
yeah,
saying, like, but he makes it fucking impossible.
definitely. No, that's for real. So like, I went into it already with a bad taste in my mouth, but like, just like, all right, let's see what's up. And then I was just like, oh, all right, the production's amazing. I was like, oh man, I was like, I'm really mad that this is happening because this is really good. And I'm like, wait, what did he just say? Oh, he's doing the Kanye stuff. And I'm like, wait, in the gospel? And I'm like, oh wait, you can't, nah. There's some blasphemy. You can't blaspheme in a gospel song. And I was like, oh, okay, wait. So then I was confused. I was like, all right.
Well, he's confused. Let's just be clear. He's
Yeah.
very confused about like
Yeah.
what direction he wants to take and like what he's what's been happening with them, what's still happening with them. Like he's clearly looking, like he's clearly searching for something because he's all over the fucking place. Like
For real.
this is the guy who's done all types of things, and now it's always that kind of skeptical, like, oh, now you're trying to tell people don't do this, but like you were, doing all types of shit that people weren't even like getting on you about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
I get that you should be held to everything you've done in the past, but at the same time, it's like he tries to act like none of that was really going on. Like I don't think he really addressed anything here. Like it was
No.
very surface level about like things that he was going through, things that did,
It
things that
really was.
like nothing felt really remorseful. You know what I'm saying? Like it was still very Kanye, so like very egocentric, where it was like still all about him and not like where gospel's
Yeah.
all about the whole and like everything else. And him, it's still very him. Like so that's why I don't even
Yeah.
really. So I was like, I don't know why people call this a gospel album. This is not a gospel
The
album. Like
the
he
problem
has,
is if Kanye didn't rap on it, if we just took out all of his verses, it would be amazing. If he didn't say a word. Like it felt like he kept ruining shit. Like it kept like every time he came on it, like the intro, flames. No Kanye.
yeah,
Loved it. I was like, ooh, okay, I love that. That's gospel. That's a gospel song.
yeah.
Like but then, I mean, I can't completely hate, but all I'm saying is that Kanye is
But
trolling.
you're gonna hate a little bit.
I just have to be mad though. Like it's like, fam, you can't use God to troll niggas. Like he's trolling. He's trolling. All right. So
They
for
say
people,
can't use God to troll niggas. That's a line right
like it's fucked up. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like because he's this is his attempt at reaching the fans that he never had or doesn't have that are the American, like this appeals to the MAGA fans,
there. You think
and
that's why he's doing it?
it appeals to black and white. It's a universal power, like to talk about, but to use it for what he wants to be used for, which is the fashion
President
and
now.
the wave. Yeah, he wants to be president, but if he doesn't be president, he's just gonna build his own city and be mayor and governor, and then run again. You know, like
Like
he's
he
just
says,
gonna
he
do that.
says he's a man of God, but then he says, Google me. See, I'm not even on social media, but Google me. See, I'm number one. I'm this. I'm that. And I'm just like, all right, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I get you can be proud of that and say you're doing this all through the power of God, but it sounds very like opposite of what
Yeah.
it should be. And it's just like it's just yay. So like I didn't like. It was pretty much what I expected, honestly. Like I didn't expect like
Yeah.
a full on gospel album where he's like preaching and speaking
Nah.
of unity and love and all this
Mhm.
stuff. Like I knew it was gonna have gospel influences, but it's still gonna be Kanye doing what Kanye does with
Yeah.
less curse words and less
Definitely.
talk about bleached assholes. But it's still
Right.
yay. Like so, it's just.
Mhm.
I mean, it was good, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
when in terms of his catalog, it's just like, it's
Yeah.
not one that I would find myself reaching for very often.
I mean, to be honest, the only way it's gonna come. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's just the aesthetic of how we feel about him. If he can change the way we feel about him, I feel like we could go back to that album and actually like
He
it.
won't
But
because he's so trying to be so counter to everything now that he's pushing back
yeah,
on everything. Even if it's a valid point about where he is and what he's talking about, he
well, that's my
won't.
biggest
You don't want to
thing.
listen to it.
Well, because he keeps talking about stuff like the problem is performance. Like he's a Trump. Like one of my favorite quotes from like one of my basketball coaches back in the day. He was like, "Performance trumps rhetoric," and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that basically means you got like what your actions speak louder than your words. Like what all that talking, it doesn't mean nothing. So it's like what Kanye does in person. So like his little press
Well, his
run,
interviews,
his little
like,
press run, fam. So how is he gonna like invite Zane Lowe over and be all like and let Zane Lowe just melt all over him? They have this warm, cuddly talk, and then he goes to see Big Boy and talks and tries to son Big Boy the whole time in the interview, like just like bark on him and stuff. And I'm like, you don't understand the image this portrays as you being Black Kanye and Zane Lowe, and then you being Black Kanye with Big Boy, and
I mean, you know why?
who represents the
That's, I mean,
community that I'm just like that's
because when he feels like it's coming from somebody that's like him, he don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But when it comes from somebody else that can't relate to anything,
because he thinks
he's
they're
talking about,
stupid. But
thinks
he's not.
that-
Kanye's not gonna call a white guy stupid or something like that.
Yeah,
He's not gonna
no.
bark at him and be like, "You're an idiot." Like like he's not gonna do that to Zane Lowe. He's not gonna call Zane Lowe an idiot. He's gonna try
You
to
don't-
say it nicer.
He'll do it to Big Boy. He'll do it to Sway. You don't got the answer, Sway. Like he'll do that shit.
Yeah, for real. And they've been friends for long since the beginning. Then he'll do that. So like that's what I'm saying. So like it's just Kanye's a little off sometimes. Like I don't know.
Sometimes.
Yeah, Well, we used
He's
to
lost.
blame it. We used to complain it on the Henny, and now that
He's lost.
now we just don't know.
He's just
But
searching. Clearly. I mean, have you seen the interviews? Like, what do you think about those? Like, what do you think about
Well-
this whole run he's on?
Well, the problem is like good things he says get lost in ridiculous things he says. So it's
Facts.
like it's just
He'll
like
drop like one solid line and then
You'd be like,
Two
oh,
seconds
that's a
later.
great point. Nobody is talking about that. Oh, Kanye, nobody's gonna even listen to you now. What do you say? You're just like, oh, why'd you do that? Like, so that's how I felt. Like, it was just like, oh, that's really intelligent. Wait, no. Shut, oh, you sound stupid now. It's like, it's crazy. So that's how and then I'm like, all right, Kanye. I was like, that's too egotistical. I was like, I get it. You're on your own wave, but like, you forgot. You like, forgot, fam. Like, you're in your own bubble. You just got too rich to like remember.
Do you think he's going to continue this route?
It seems like a rollout for something bigger. So yes.
I don't know how much.
Jesus
I
the
don't know.
King seems like a rollout. It doesn't seem like the rollout was just for Jesus is King.
I wonder if he could musically survive that type of continuance. Like if people still keep messing with these same
I
type of
think he's
projects.
gonna make a Jesus is King 2 as his next project. I feel like that's just what he's gonna do, and I think he'll probably do it in the summertime.
Interesting. I mean, he's interesting. It's
Like honestly,
like I said, I kind of gave my opinions about the whole project already. Let's Talk Music a couple weeks ago. You can
yeah,
check that out. But it's just like just seeing where he's at is just it's like a
it's
roller
awkward.
coaster. It's kind of like man,
Yeah,
like you can't look away, but you want to. Like it's like
for
just
real.
watching a train wreck. It's just man. Now
Hmm.
he's like telling apparently like telling Kim to stop dressing so hoish or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
And
he's
it's
like, I don't like.
like yo
Yeah,
what like all right okay
yeah,
what are we doing?
yeah.
You know
He was trying to make his little, 3 or 4 year
like
old daughter outdress Rihanna and stuff. Like it's like, oh no, my baby North gotta have a better fit than Riri at these awards. and then talking about, hey, like, nah, we're gonna wear these rags with these brand new clothes with holes that look
and
like
sell them for
inmate
oh all right. This is one point I have
inmate.
to talk about
Yeah,
is where he tried to kind of justify why he's selling clothes at the prices that he's selling them. Did you catch that?
kind of, but it was like so gross that I think I just like skipped over. I didn't want. I was like, I don't think you could clarify that. It sounded like he said like it just added up to taxes. Like I was like, did you just say like basically what's the difference if it's a tithe and it's like taxes? It's like for God, it's a tithe to God or some shit. Like,
Well, there's a big
and then he gets a
difference.
tax break, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm
Yeah,
confused.
nah. They just try to say I got to feed my family. That's why the price is so high and stuff like that. Like, right, like
Yeah.
that's
He's like,
not
so
why you
I
charging
found out a
$500
way to
for
not
a.
give Uncle Sam money for my clothes. It's by rolling out this album and hiring a pastor and a choir and solidifying what is called a church so that I can sell my merch through it tax free.
I don't know. I'm not even that religious person, and it feels gross to me. So
Doesn't that feel gross? It's just like it's tax free, fam. They're tax free. That's gross.
yeah, interesting. Like I said, I mean, you guys let us know what your thoughts are on this whole Kanye saga that seems never ending, and his last project, and what you think he's gonna go in the future, and if you think it's gonna continue like this or not. Like,
The Oval Office.
yeah, you're gonna vote Kanye in 2024.
2024, yeah, that's what he said.
But outside of the whole Kanye shit, what I've been watching is Watchmen, and
Mm,
I'm just gonna touch on it real quick. It's a show that you absolutely need to watch because
yeah. All I
even though it
remember
is
was the
a
like Rorschach trailer looking with like all the mob of Rorschach looking dudes or something. That's all I remember.
yeah, they're kind of well, it's still ongoing, so the season's not done, so it's not like the fully revealed stuff, but It's
Mm.
it's kind of based. It's based on reality. It's based on the Black Wall Street, basically massacre, and that whole story.
That's
And that's
interesting.
kind of the backdrop for how it starts and how things get kicked off. And it's like
Oh,
generations
I
following
didn't
that.
even hear about that.
Yeah, and it's like generations following that. And it's like the lead is this is a black lady, Regina
What?
King, and it's dealing with like race and
We're talking about Watchmen,
yes, it's
the
still
TV
race
show?
and all this other stuff. And then obviously it throws a twist from like
Black Wall
superhero lore.
Street? Wait, Watchmen touched Black Wall Street? That's
It did,
crazy.
and it
That's
did in a
crazy.
very gritty, very like real in your face type of way, and it
Yeah.
doesn't back down away from anything it talks about. Like it can be for a
Okay.
superhero show, it can be a very uncomfortable like watch for people. I can definitely tell you that
Yeah,
because it touches on such real shit that has like happened
that's
and
crazy.
still like happening, you know, and
Yeah.
obviously there's twists in there and whatever, but the realness of it is something that you rarely see from a
Hmm.
show from a property like this. And I just applaud DC and I applaud HBO for actually taking
Hmm.
that leap
That's
because
tight.
that's not something you really would see getting like approved to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it can be so not even I wouldn't even say controversial because it happened, but so
Hmm.
hard and uncomfortable for people to deal with like a whole season of like that type of backdrop. But it
Right.
does, and it does unabashedly, like unabashedly,
That's crazy.
and it's
That's sick.
you have to watch it. Like it's tough.
Oh, I'm watching it. It's on my list now. It's on the top.
So everybody definitely watch that. I want to know who has seen it. What you guys think about the show so far? I think it's phenomenal. I think it's like one of the best shows out at the moment and one of the best superhero TV based shows I've ever seen.
Mm.
Period.
Mm. Interesting.
Period. End of
Crazy.
story.
Better than the Umbrella Academy?
Completely different.
No, but I'm just saying they have
Um,
superheroes.
because if I want if I want like a superhero like powers and all that, I
Yeah.
would go to Umbrella Academy.
Okay.
But if you want a story that's like based in that type of world without necessarily you not seeing like people flying about and like what I'm saying, like doing superhero shit like that,
Yeah.
but it's still like based in that kind of world where those type of people exist, then
Mm-hmm.
this is definitely the lead.
Mm. It's like the Wire of superhero shows.
It's fucking gritty, man. I'll tell you
That's
that. Like, it
crazy.
does not pull punches, so it's definitely a must watch for people who have not seen it already.
That's what's up.
So it's December, and you know what that means? Star Wars.
Yeah. That's true.
It actually comes out real soon. Like I was kind of surprised. I forgot how soon it's dropping, and it's coming out like the 19th.
Yeah.
Uh, I've just been like, eh. Like
Yeah.
normally I'm
I
like I'm
I
pumped.
just think it's gonna
Normally
be
I've been
bad.
super pumped for like anything Star Wars to come out. Like it's an event. It's like I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to this shit all year. Like holy shit, I gotta get tickets now. Like now it's just been like, I feel like in general it's just been kind of like for people.
Yeah. But didn't what's his face sell all that shit? Uh
George.
George, yeah, didn't he just
Yeah,
say
no,
here you
it's
go?
all owned by Disney. So everything that's happened
Yeah.
since the
Yeah,
prequels
George
has
Lucas
been
sold Star Wars for like $4 billion or some shit.
the last thing George Lucas was involved with was the Clone Wars, which was absolutely phenomenal animated show, and everything else since then has been Disney.
Yeah.
So this is all in Disney hands, and
It explains everything.
they brought Abrams back for this last one. They keep switching, like they went Abrams first.
Yeah.
First people were like, "Oh, it's so amazing," and obviously I was one. I was like, "It's not that amazing." You know,
Right. Yeah, I was like, it's
pretty
cool.
much the same thing. Which brings me to the point. George Lucas himself, it came out recently that he expressed some disappointment with the Force Awakens and how he feels like it didn't do anything new. Like this is coming from the man himself. Like he feels like it didn't
Yeah,
do anything new,
right.
specifically story wise, and like that was my whole problem with it is that they didn't do anything
It
new
was
with that one.
like not even close. It wasn't even not even to do anything new. It wasn't even like old, like good old. It was just regular. It was like
Right.
mad just within the storyline. That was it. Like it was just like
Right.
okay.
Feels like it could have been like fan fiction, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, like the Dragon Ball Z stuff. Like, there's so many fan fiction Dragon Ball Z animations that like I couldn't tell like who was like sponsored like for real and not because like they're making stuff canon from some of those people that just made fan animations, which is
So I'm
crazy.
not really that, yeah. So I'm really not that pumped. Like it's a
Yeah,
weird feeling for me because I fucking love Star Wars and the potential it has and has had, and it's just like I don't think there's a
how
cooler fucking universe. Like I much as I love Marvel, I don't think there's a cooler universe than Star Wars. And
Star
yet
Wars is lit.
they have really fucked the whole trilogy up. Like,
hmm It's yeah, it's getting a
and
little bit
now it feels like they're just scrambling. Like they're just trying to salvage anything they can because apparently I
yeah.
don't know if he's for sure going to be in it, but Palpatine definitely voice can be heard in the trailers.
Oh
So
really?
yeah,
Okay. So we're
because
bringing the Sith
after they
Lord
kill
back.
yeah after they killed Snoke. Spoiler alert. Uh, the last one in a
Yeah.
matter of like 5 seconds flat after they did this whole build up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
know. That's what I'm saying. Like at least Darth Maul got like 5 minutes. Like he got
oh
ten.
yeah, we
He
got a
got
whole
like
battle.
he
Yeah,
got a whole. He got like he got yeah. They got time out to like breathe and shit.
they
Like
got a battle. He
come
got a body.
on.
He got a body on him. He killed Qui Gon. Like bro,
Yeah,
like
he killed Qui. Like that's and he wasn't even the raw one. Like he was the one. He was taking orders
right.
like that. Like so I'd be like, all right, like these other dudes better come with it like Darth,
Oh,
like Maul.
I was waiting for some lightsaber scenes to just blow me the fuck away, and I've yet to see one that has been even good remotely compared to any of them. They
Any
like
of them.
the old like episode 4 ones where they're just standing across from each other, just like swinging like this, you know, like
For real. One,
like
two
oh,
up
this is
top, then one
2019, bro.
down, and then
Right?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
spin and like nah. What are we doing?
Like we're out there
Like
fencing, like they're out there fencing and shit. Like, bro,
that's what's crazy.
you
I was like,
can't
they're
go
making
from what?
movies where we're making old actors like young people in the entire movies, and
Yeah,
and y'all can't be creative in Star Wars. Y'all
yeah,
can't give me a good lightsaber scene, my G. Like
yeah.
how are Yoda and like Darth Maul and like all these old scenes that were
Or
like
we
made
get
20
Yoda
years
versus
ago,
Palpatine.
like
We get Yoda
10,
versus
15,
Palpatine. We got
that shit was raw.
Obi Wan and Anakin at the end of episode 3.
Oh
Like
yeah.
we got the whole Qui Gon Darth Maul shit, and it's just like, bro, like, and then
And
we get
those are
this.
oh yeah, and then we got that's a gross you can't even I don't know if you can even put that in there.
Like, how you go from there to
Does
there?
that
Like, what the
even
fuck
count?
happened?
Does that even count?
Like,
I
say
don't
what
know
you
if
want
that
about
even
episode
that's
3, bro. Like,
gross.
or the prequels.
Yeah.
Those fucking lightsaber scenes were pure bliss. Like those were what we wanted. That's
That's
what
what
we
we
imagined
wanted.
how they were in like episodes 1 through like 4 through 7, but
Yeah.
they really weren't. That's how you imagine them in your head, and then you
Right.
finally saw them like
And you
that,
finally
and
saw them
then
and you're like,
and then
oh yeah, that's how they would have been if we had the technology that like but then
and
they
then we
kind of
get to
messed
this
some
one,
things up.
yeah. And then they say, you know what people want? They want that old fight scene back. Like what?
That's
Yeah,
gross.
Luke is
Nah.
gone. Leia, I wonder what they can do with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is really interesting. I
And
don't
very
know,
like
man.
I'm not excited, but I am extremely interested because I have no idea where they're gonna go. Like I literally have no idea. Like before, I kind of knew like what their route they're
Yeah.
taking. Like now, I literally have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think they could put out complete garbage, so I feel like I don't know. I feel like they have to have taken an angle with this one, like some sort of there has to be
It's
stand
J.J.
outish.
Abrams. He's known for what? Nothing but nostalgia. Like, look at
Yeah.
Star Trek. He just rehashes shit, and it's cool
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah,
But then
but the
after that, it's
Borg
like,
was
bro, what
lit.
the fuck?
The Borg was lit though.
I don't know. I'm not that excited. You guys let us know if you're excited for Star Wars, which is coming out soon. It just feels like the quietest of a Star
It's
Wars
quiet.
like tentpole moment out of the entire series. Like, I just feel like this is the quietest it's ever been.
Yep.
But I have seen The Mandalorian on
Mm.
Disney Plus's new streaming service,
Oh, nice.
and it's good.
That's what's up.
So they delivered on that so far. So
Hmm.
you get like a baby Yoda. It's not Yoda, but it's like whatever race species he is. You get that.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, baby, but it's like 50 years old, but it's a baby. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's what's up. I heard about that, but yeah.
Yeah, and sticking to Disney Plus.
Mm.
So we did an opinion piece recently, I think last week, about this semi-controversy, non-controversy about what they're doing. So, like we said, we talked about for a while, Disney Plus finally launched their long-awaited streaming service to kind of combat Netflix and whatnot.
Right.
I don't know if you have it or you plan on signing up.
No, I haven't gotten it yet. I'll get it. I'm gonna get it soon. I was just waiting. I don't jump to first generation applications.
Well, they definitely have a lot to offer, obviously, because Star Wars,
They got everything.
Disney, Pixar,
Yeah.
they got everything. But they also have their old original versions of certain movies that haven't aged so well.
Oh
Like
yeah, I
like
heard
Dumbo.
about that.
Well, they have everything except for Song of the South, I believe is what it's called, which is an unabashedly racist film from them.
Huh.
But in front of these like films, especially like Dumbo,
Yeah.
they put like a disclaimer
Oh yeah.
before saying that these don't necessarily depict. Let's read it real quick.
The disclaimer game. That's classic.
This program is presented as originally created. It may contain outdated cultural appropriation or cultural depictions. That's literally the two lines it says. And
It may
quite
contain outdated cultural depictions. May contain?
yes,
Okay.
which is very
Well, may contain with the disclaimer on
tiptoeing
only.
around it.
Well, how many is it on the other movies? Did they
It's
put it on?
Yeah,
all
on
of
original
them?
versions of Dumbo, The Jungle Book, Lady and the Tramp, Peter Pan, and others. So I think they're
Okay.
just doing it. They know which movies do,
Yeah.
but I think they're kind of trying to do like on all of our originals. We're just gonna throw it out there. Even though
That's
they
the
know
only way to keep it
specifically.
clean.
Yeah,
That's the only way to make it look okay.
and it's a very non-admittal. Like it's trying to tiptoe around the issue, and it's only two lines, and
Yeah.
somehow people kind of picked up on it. It's been making the rounds around the internet, and
Well, because
how
low
that
key,
goes.
that's almost like if we were to get serious about it, if there's offensive material in something rated G, it's no longer rated G. So like they would have to change the ratings on their cartoons from the past if we really got into the brass tacks of like the language used. It would have to be PG.
think so.
Yeah.
Well, this created quite a stir,
I
particularly
think
like with
we could protest, man. Let's sign a petition.
conservatives.
Yeah.
Conservatives. And how they think it's like a snowflake thing, like oh, now we're putting disclaimers on the same old argument, about
Yeah.
the work is old and shouldn't be, you know, criticized, basically. Um,
Hmm.
even though it's not even criticizing, it's literally two sentences, two short sentences that doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Um, and in the piece they talk about like Laura Ingraham from Fox News fame, who,
Oh.
let's be clear, she's not a fan of anything non-white. Uh, she said, literally, no one has noticed any of these things before in the film,
Literally, no one has noticed. That's classic.
which is
That's classic.
crazy because I've known about the Dumbo shit pretty much my entire life.
Yeah, I knew about that shit when I was like 9 or some shit. Like, well, yeah, all that shit. That's so weird. That's so funny. They're like, what? People are probably listening right now. What part in the Dumbo stuff? What do you mean?
The Crows, the Jim Crows, unabashedly Jim
The
Crows
Jim
that came
Crows.
out,
That shit was
that were
so blatant.
shucking and jiving and doing all this extra shit that is clear
It's
day,
crazy.
everything except the big red lips.
Yeah,
Um,
it was crazy.
so yeah.
Oh man, all them shits.
So I don't know. You guys tell us what you think about that. Like, I just thought it was interesting that trade this hoopla over two lines.
That was just Disney saying, "Huh, you know what it is." That was just some like, yeah, we hear y'all talking. You know what it is. Here's a few lines.
Yeah, we're gonna put it out there anyways, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I made $1 billion on this one movie. You want me to take it? Nah. Here you go. Here's 2 lines. I'm gonna make another 1 billion. Thanks. Like,
So another thing we've never really got a chance to talk about was Joker and your thoughts
Joaquin Phoenix.
and opinions about
Well,
how it did, the kind of response it got from people, the backlash, sort of, you know.
yeah. Well, I honestly didn't really look into like the backlash and stuff. I didn't really pay
Basically,
attention to the criticisms.
basically saying it's like celebrating
Huh.
kind
Okay.
of the dark parts. Like, it's just such a dark movie, at points, and it's just like,
Well, that's
I
the
guess,
take they took, though. So
yeah.
it's a movie.
Basically saying, yeah. The
That's
same
like
old thing.
this is like the comedian shit. This is like the same thing with like the comedian jokes. And
Yes, the same argument that can influence kids and
it's a rated R
whatever.
movie.
Like, basically saying that's glorifying like the dark parts of humanity, and
Gotcha. Putting
him as,
finding
like, the
like
hero.
positivity in the
Like he's the hero and like whatever.
right.
No, so in that regards, for me, I think they're overreacting, but
Fuck it. Yeah.
I also can kind of see where they're coming from, because this is one where there is no, like, even a lot of anti-hero or like dark movies, there is sort of some type of moral center or some sort
Yeah.
of like counter to him, and
Mm-hmm.
this one there's nothing. It's just him. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's full on just his story. There's no counter. There's no good. There's no, you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of ends like that. So I get in that sense, story wise, there is no like bright spot in here, like, at all.
Right. Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, that criticism's dumb. If they just watch the movie, it's obvious. I mean, like, once spoilers, fam, spoilers. Once he killed his mom, like, the fuck are you talking about, like, glorifying this shit? Like, nobody's gonna, like, kill their mom and then go around thinking that they're good guys, like, in real
they're
life.
saying it because of this whole, kind of rise up against the rich and rise up against establishment, basically, and how they. Well, I think they also realize that it is representative about how how imbalanced
it,
it
it
is.
it did kind of. I could see how it could have struck a nerve in
Yeah,
terms of
because
the air right now.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
think them getting upset about it is also them realizing how imbalanced and fucked up a lot of society is these days,
Yeah.
and how it feels like there is that kind of tension between the
Hmm.
two sides. And that gap only keeps growing, and I
Right.
think they're worried about that themselves personally, without actually admitting that, hey, they are pointing out some very like real shit, like hit a little too close to home, I think, for people,
Hmm.
where it could be that spark that happens, and they're worried about. They said they're worried about like the lone wolf incel type of individual and how they can get some like motivation, inspiration, whatever you would say, from this type of
Oh,
film.
that's trash.
That's
That's
their
trash.
argument, basically.
Mm. The Lone Wolf was gonna do it anyway. I'm pretty sure Dylan Roof was already shooting up a church before this movie came out. So, um, like, yo, this Joker shit. Look, this is my take on this movie. Um, it's different. It's good, but I wasn't blown away. Like, I didn't think it was like
Exactly. That's why
that
I was
was,
waiting to see.
and that's why I
waiting to
was
see what you're
mad.
gonna say.
I was a little bit mad because I wasn't blown away. That's the only thing. My takeaway was that when it ended, I was like, "Well, all right, that was Joaquin
That was
Phoenix's
cool.
Joker."
I was like, well, that's cool.
And then I
don't
just
really
nodded
need to
my
see it
head.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
was
like I
like,
didn't need to see it again.
"Yeah, I didn't need to see it again." It was the story. It was just like, "All right, beginning end, cool, you all right?" But not like Heath Ledger's Joker. I'll watch that right now. Like, I'll stop the podcast and turn it on. Like that's just like like
Like I don't. All right, so here's my thing. Like I also kind of get why people praise it so much, because it's kind of the pushback against the criticism it's getting and
yeah.
outcries against it. So I think they push back even harder, kind of highlighting it and putting it on this pedestal as like this greatest movie of all time. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they think they went overboard on both sides. Like there is no like middle ground, because, like you said, after I watched it, I was like, "Well, that was cool," and that was it. Like like it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
like,
like
damn, like I need to see this again ASAP. Like, oh my god, I need to
yeah.
get through the scenes. Like it was very straightforward. Like it was a very straightforward film. Like
Yeah, my
there
girl
weren't no
straight up
twists and
said like,
turns.
so that was that. What do you think? And I was like, I don't know. Like I just literally said I don't know.
Like
That was my
I don't
response
think
right
they
after
did
that.
anything that interesting with him as a character. Like it was pretty much laid out what was going to happen from the very jump. And
Yeah.
when everything happened, I wasn't surprised that everything was in his head. I wasn't surprised that all this it was like lies. Like there was nothing
Yeah.
surprising. The thing about Joker is you're supposed to be taken aback by how like unexpected, you know,
Yeah.
things are and things he does and like why, and like
Mm-hmm.
they don't really need an explanation for why he does things. Like and so they
Well,
tried to
the
give that,
problem
and I think
was
it feel
they
like it loses
screwed
part of
up.
it.
They twisted up some stuff. So like I was trying to like think of stuff like as storyline, and then it became like not storyline. Like the mom was like, so he was adopted. So like her being crazy, I thought was hereditary, but it wasn't because he's adopted. You know, like because
Yeah.
he went to go get his mom's paperwork and shit, and then I was like, well, all right, so now I know less about
Well,
him.
she was just used as a vehicle, as another vehicle to kind of try to portray as why he would be pushed to the edge or over the
Yeah.
edge. Nothing
But
more.
I was like, what about the condition though?
Nothing more. It was
I
literally just
want
as
like fam. What are we
it was
doing?
just a way to say this is why he's breaking type of thing. Like that's it. Like it wasn't like there was nothing extraordinary about the film to me. Like outside of Joaquin, Joaquin was phenomenal. It's always been a
Like
phenomenal actor.
he himself was amazing. Like
Yeah, he
him,
himself was amazing.
whoa, whoa.
But the
I mean,
story, and then it's also
yeah.
like if anybody's ever seen any of Scorsese's early films, like Taxi Driver, or Comedian, it's like this is literally those movies. It's like it's not like it's anything.
Yeah. But the problem was it was supposed to feel like those, but it felt more like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
What? What twist?
The twist was that like he didn't the girl wasn't there every time. Like he was imagining. No, but I'm saying that's like
surprised.
I wasn't surprised, but
I was like, "There's no way."
But him playing the like, that didn't really happen. You imagine that whole thing, like that whole thing.
Like
that's like M. Night shit.
I was like, when they were together doing all, I was really like, bullshit. I was like,
right, yeah, for real. Well, of course, no. But it was just hilarious, just like because they kept doing it, and I was like, what?
I just felt like it was supposed to try to be like this big commentary on like mental health and society and inequality and all this stuff, and I just felt like it came short on pretty much all those fronts. And the Joker parts of it weren't even that jokery to me. It was just like,
honestly, shit started at the end.
I was just underwhelmed. Like it was good, but it wasn't like movie of the year. Like let's be honest. Like people were trying to say it's like movie of the year. It's like it was good, but it wasn't. I don't think it did anything that new or special. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like sure, it was a serious superhero film, but there have been serious superhero films, so it's not like
Yeah, Logan's better than that. I'm just gonna say straight up, honestly. Logan's better than that.
Logan is phenomenal, but I don't know.
Which is weird,
it's
right?
Cool.
Like to think about, like why is Logan better than the Joker?
Well, he was a more interesting character for one.
Yeah, but X-Men 2 isn't better than or 3.
X-Men 2 was phenomenal. Stop it.
Actually, X-Men 2 is the best one.
X-Men 2 was phenomenal. Stop it.
X-Men 2 is the best. Yeah, you're right. X-Men 3 is weird, and then all right. Yeah, I'm bugging. It wasn't that crazy. But they're supposed to make another one, a sequel.
So there's been rumors flying around that say that there's a sequel. Just that they've already kind of greenlit a sequel, but Todd has basically come out and already debunked those, saying that we've talked just general dinner talk. Like whenever time a movie makes that much money, obviously you're going to talk about sequels, but nothing's planned or signed or even really thought about. But I wouldn't be surprised if a sequel does come out. It's just weird because I don't really know where they go from here without it going to a full-on superhero film. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we've told how he becomes Joker. Now, for him to be Joker, there needs to be that counter.
Yeah. Well, the problem is
just a anarchy type film. Like, you need that counter, and Batman's that perfect counter
I think
to him.
We kind of wanted the Jared Leto Joker, but like in a good writing story, just of that, like that type of grit. It's like
Jared Leto's Joker is dead. Let's put it that way. He's dead. He's never coming back. He's not even going to be in the next.
He barely existed. He barely existed.
And I feel for the guy because he tried something. He went out on a limb and tried something completely different than anything we've gotten before from Joker, and they also kind of screwed him over by putting him in such a shitty film and then cutting out literally.
It took out everything. Yeah, they're like, we're gonna cut you 30 minutes down to 5.
So we don't know how good or not he really would have been, but I think it's the writing on the wall. It's never coming back.
Yeah,
just like Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman's dead. Now they got the Batman with Robert Pattinson coming out. So I don't know. I don't know where'd they go from a sequel without this turning into a superhero or hero type film, because you can't just have 2 hours of Joker just doing crazy shit. Like, you need a counter.
Yeah.
And we've already kind of gotten that tale of how he came him. And then we've also never really been clear, is this actually Joker? Or is this like the inspiration for Joker? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, because he hasn't done
Because
anything.
I always approached it as like he's the inspiration for Joker, but not necessarily Joker.
Right. Well,
So,
because that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh,
because Joker is
because
still
there's
like
so many
a
clowns.
genius
There's
at the
so
end of the
many.
day. Let's be honest, Joker is a genius.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
they all,
there's no way that Joker could do so. Like, just in all the Batman movies we've seen, like the bus scene, like the Heath Ledger scene with the bus, the first intro scene with like all the robbers and shit, and like he
I don't
just
know.
or just
Joker
the
is a
hospital,
fucking,
like
he's a borderline genius. Let's be real about
yeah,
like his plan and shit.
the Joaquin Phoenix Joker's not doing that. So
And spoiler
that's how I
alert,
knew. First of all,
they also changed Batman's whole origin story completely.
oh for sure, facts. Yeah, I already knew that. They can't do it without doing that. There's no way.
So that's what I'm saying. So unless it ties directly into Robert Pattinson's Batman, I have a hard time seeing where they
Yeah,
go.
there couldn't be a sequel without it.
Definitely feels like it's definitely was a self-contained story, and it felt like a self-contained story.
Yeah, it felt like just a. It felt kind of weird. Like honestly, the shooting thing kind of felt a little bit like I don't know. It was weird. It was like Requiem for a Dreamish. Just that one little part where he was like in the audience and shit, like just like he was
I
just
mean,
by himself and shit.
that's another reason why I get why people are upset because it hits close to home. Like feels very real. It feels very, even though it's set in like with the 70s, it definitely feels like where society kind of is on that brink of that tension. So yeah, I don't know. You guys tell us what you thought about Joker. Where you think they could head with a sequel? Where you think he ranks among the other Jokers out there?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think it really lived up to the hype? Me personally, not really. Um, One other controversial thing I want to talk about, like with superhero films, is Martin Scorsese. So I'm
Scorsese.
not sure if you've heard, but it's been a big deal like the last month about comments he made about superhero films.
No, actually, I don't think I've heard. Yeah, what's going down?
So basically, he compared comic book films as kind of like theme parks, as not like true cinema. Um,
Oh,
and I'm sure you can imagine the kind of response from geekdom and nerddom, like
yeah.
it's been pretty strong. All
Oh
types of think
man,
pieces and just endless, whatever. We even had
that's
a whole
crazy.
article about it and talked about
Yeah.
the Scorsese thing. Um,
Wow, that's so funny. Scorsese is an interesting guy. He's up there.
he's also almost 80 years old, so it's like
He's 77, I think.
he's clearly from a different era. So I'm not surprised he feels this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He might have just made his best film
The Irishman.
in.
Yeah, I need to see that. Yeah, I'm hearing great things.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet either, but what I'm hearing about it is crazy. I'm excited now. I wasn't excited when I saw it, like on Netflix. I was like, ooh, I'll get to it. But then I heard people talk about it. I was like, oh shit, it's like that? Okay.
I mean, it's got a phenomenal cast. Um, but yeah, like we were saying about what he was saying was saying many franchise films. He did clarify saying many franchise films are made by like people of considerable talent and artistry,
Hmm.
that they are very well produced. But he's saying that they don't really, I guess, convey real experiences about like the human experience. I guess what he's saying,
Uh-huh.
and he's basically saying like Marvel films and all those other turning in like theaters into basically amusement parks where they're like
Oh.
boxing out other smaller artistic type movies, and he doesn't want to see that
Oh.
continue.
See, that's interesting. He took the art house approach. He just shitted on entertainment film. He just shitted on film entertainment versus like film like theater. Like not for like pure entertainment, but for the art, like film
Hmm.
for film's sake. He's like, I make film for. That's like a guy who's saying, I make film for film's sake. You make film for entertainment. You know.
Right. And he's not saying, to be clear, he wasn't saying that there wasn't room for both, but he's saying he doesn't want to see movie theaters becoming solely those.
Yeah,
like,
he
wants to
wants
see them
critical
in smaller-
engagement
yeah,
sometimes, and he's
exactly.
like, he feels like the popcorn bubble, the bubblegum approach,
Right.
kind of drowns out the more critical films
Voices, yeah.
in theater, like
And that he's
in
saying that
movie
he's
theaters.
they're making it like so much harder for those type of films to get into
Mhm.
theaters and
Or
cinema.
stay
Which,
in there for
yes,
more than a
yeah,
couple weeks.
right. Which I honestly agree with them.
Yeah, I'm like, that's actually a good point. I'm like, uh, yeah, I could probably go see Joker now, and it should probably not be in
It's
theaters.
still in there. Yep,
Yeah, no,
correct.
It should like, but it shouldn't be. Like that shit is over with. Like, but then like a movie like like Tarantino's like, I don't know. Well, it's hard
Tarantino
to
was
say.
in there for a while,
It was in there for a while. Yeah.
but that's Tarantino. He's speaking more about like directors that aren't Tarantino. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
don't have that
Yeah.
huge name attached to them that are trying to like create something
Mhm.
and put it out there for, more discerning audiences. And he's saying that he doesn't necessarily see a route for them, or he sees it being like eroded, basically.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know. I'd have to ask people in film a little bit more about how they feel about that, like independent filmmakers and stuff, how they feel about like movie theaters in general.
I mean, how do you feel about what he said that superhero movies aren't the cinema of human beings trying to convey emotional, psychological experiences to another human being?
I think that's him over analyzing the word superhero. I
Uh-huh.
think he's saying because they are super, they are not human. Therefore, they are not
There's
conveying
no,
human emotions. Like
yeah.
they're conveying something other than human.
Well,
But
that
so
there's no real consequences or meaning to what they're doing on film.
right, because the circumstances of their reality aren't based in truth. So he feels like that.
Which
But that's
there is where I kind of break off. It's like, okay, that I can't agree with because we've
yeah.
seen hella superhero movies that's like recently that have had actual meaning, have had consequences, that have had like
Hmm.
these deeper messages, like Black Panther, like Captain America: Civil War. You know what I'm saying? Like in
Hmm.
Infinity War, like they talk about like real things. So
Yeah.
I think we're past that day and age where like Batman, where you had like nipples and shit like that, and like
I feel like
like
that's the
like
crux
Mr.
of
like Arnold
like the
Schwarzenegger,
good
Mr.
ones.
Freeze. Like we're past those days. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah, nah. That was
saying?
entertainment though,
Like
man.
those are
I love
yeah,
Mr.
those I
Freeze though. I love that.
agree with him 1,000%. Those are strictly for entertainment, like popcorn, like no real anything
Yeah.
to them. But we're past those days. Like you can't say that about like Dark Knight and all those movies.
Nah. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, at the
But it's
same
also
time,
Scorsese. You can say what the fuck.
it's Scorsese. Like, what you like? It's Scorsese. I mean, he's literally
Say whatever
one
you want, bro.
of the greatest directors of all
Ever.
time.
Yeah.
It's like
Easily top five.
Yeah, he's on the Mount Rushmore with Alfred Hitchcock. Like Scorsese's up there. Yeah. So like him saying it because he's alive, it's crazy. That's what's wild. It's like a dude on Mount Rushmore just talking wild like that. It's kind of funny, honestly. It's like, but I mean, I could see why the comic book people taking offense because he it's almost like offending somebody, but then like trying to like big them up with a backhanded compliment at the right after that. Like like like
He's like Yeah, your movies are kind of bullshit, but I know they're hard to make and they are well produced, but they're still kind of bullshit. Like, I
Yeah.
just like when he said it, like, and I saw that he said it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I
He went
know
there.
how this is gonna go. I can't wait to see the responses to this, because people could get so triggered from that shit. Like, if you even mention
Yeah.
like a nerd property or any comic book type property in a negative light, like they are gonna come out full force, and they definitely did.
Yeah. I mean, he has an easy defense though. All he has to do is just to be like, look at the Oscars. How many of those types of things have ever won Best Picture?
Well, like I said, his defense is I'm fucking Scorsese. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
I'm
like,
the god of this shit.
what are you gonna tell me about film? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's made some of
Right.
the greatest movies of all time. Like, what are you gonna say?
For real though.
I just think it's hilarious that the response, like, I just knew it was gonna be the way it was.
Right. But yeah, he's like,
But I'm also not surprised. Again, I'm not surprised about what he said. I have
that sounds like some shit he would
like,
say.
what would you expect, like, from somebody who's made
If
movies
I
like
asked him
Silence?
about
You know what I'm
comic
saying?
book movies, I expect him to say something like that, honestly. If I
Yeah,
asked him, what do
yeah.
you
What
think
would you
about?
expect from somebody
Yeah.
like that? You know what I'm saying?
It's like my whole life is dedicated to making like nothing like that. Like like my he's
Like,
like I don't
he
even
made Raging Bull. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the guy that made Raging Bull. Like, what you talking about? Like,
right. I'm a purist, like which is
he made
crazy.
Silence, which is a movie I slept through. Like, my like.
Yeah. That's why I haven't watched this new movie because it's 3.5 hours long. It's 3 hours long, fam.
Yeah, that's
But
a
it's on
must though.
Netflix.
Come on, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci.
Yo, and Joe Pesci's the boss this time. He got to be the boss. And I heard
Sure.
he's excellent.
I'm sure he dies somehow.
Well, of course.
He
I
always
mean,
has the worst deaths.
yeah. That's classic. I just thought about that. Yeah,
Fucking,
Joe Pesci be good.
I just think every night I just think of Goodfellas death and Casino.
Yeah, that's what I just thought of. Like, that's why I
And
laughed.
Casino was fucking brutal. Jesus,
Yeah, yeah.
that shit was hard to watch.
Well, I don't think he's gonna be like that because he's like old and like the
I don't
boss.
know.
So I don't
Wait,
know.
what's the story about? It's about
The Irishman's hitman.
Jimmy Hoffa. That's what it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Who played Jimmy Hoffa?
Pacino.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Hoffa, and then I forgot. There's something else, but whatever. We'll watch it and we'll chop it up
Definitely
about
gotta
how we
get
feel
it
about it.
next time. But like I said, fuck whatever Scorsese has to say about film. Just let him. Just whatever.
For real though.
What am I arguing with you about? You made some of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
All right, before we get out of here, talk about a couple albums.
uh,
So, okay, you sent me a link about Fabulous.
oh yeah, just a little
Summertime
flavor.
Shootout
It's
3,
been a
coolest
while.
summer ever. Yeah, you know how he does. He says how he's gonna level up and how he's gonna be more on his shit and drop more shit, and then he disappears for like a whole year and then randomly drops again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
Well, honestly, the first listen, I was like, "Oh, this is vibes." I was like, "This is pretty dope."
Very female oriented.
Yeah, it was like he's kind of. It's a different Fab, honestly. It's not like grimy Fab. It's kind of like
No, like he's always had that duality.
relationship
but
Fab.
He's always made those female records, but this one is very heavy on him. Like,
Yeah, this one's yeah. I think he's happily in love or like has his girl. Just like
well,
it says, it's like relationship Fab.
like I texted you. Why the fuck did this not come out in the summer?
Well, I don't know. He said something. I
Because
think
this
he was
is
on Drink Champs
clearly
and
this
said
is
something
clearly
about
geared towards summer, summer night
yeah,
vibes with the
I don't think he
females.
ever dropped them in the summertime, though. I think he always dropped them in the winter. I think he did
Okay,
it for the
he's
nostalgia.
he's got a whole line in here, which clearly he made before the summer drop about Zion Williamson hopefully getting drafted by the Knicks.
Oh, wow.
And when
Well,
I heard that, I was like, "Wait, what, bruh? It's
mm,
December.
mm,
This is how I know this shit was supposed to come out way back when.
that's crazy.
Why the
Hmm.
fuck can't they get it together? Like, I don't understand.
That's a great question. Because
This
this was
was
part of
a
his mixtape series, and I think this is an album, official album. This one
is
is.
it?
I
I
think
mean,
so.
you,
I think he
let's
did it
be
like
honest.
Tory did Chicks Tape.
Let's be honest. Even his mixtapes are better than most people's albums.
Oh, well, yeah, 100%.
And
For sure.
the only reason that mixtape is because he can't clear all the samples that he uses.
Yeah,
But
but he be making
his
songs better than the original songs sometimes. Like,
his mixtapes are better than his albums. Let's be honest. Like his best shit are his mixtapes.
yeah,
It's just
same with French.
It's fire. It's Fab. All right, it's Fab. Fab is back. He dropped
It's
some
Fab.
fire.
Yeah,
Bars
we don't have
is
to
still
go. We don't have
crazy.
to deep dive on that Fab, you know. But
It's
yeah,
just like, why the
This new
fuck
Fab.
didn't you drop in the summer? Like, this is a summer record. Why the fuck did you drop in December?
Yeah, I didn't.
Why? Why can't you get your shit together, Fab?
That's crazy. Fab just staying on his underground, just hustle.
I'll pop up once every year and a half, just randomly,
Yeah.
and then talk about how I'm gonna get back on my shit and get on my bully, and then disappear for like another year and a half. Like, bro, that shit's annoying
Yeah.
as fuck.
It is though, but I was just happy to see some, and because I was like familiar with the series, like I'm like, oh, another one of those. So like it was just cool to get this like probably, you know, I'm not gonna say the last installment, but he needs to,
Who knows? Who knows with them?
yeah.
I'm sure you haven't heard the Dave East is
Oh, you talking about what was it?
Survival.
Godfather, Survival.
So
Oh.
he's calling this his debut album, even though he's had like fucking 6 projects before. Yeah, he's calling this his debut.
Oh, that's why I was confused. He's calling it his debut. Everybody's calling that. See, that's funny. Is he allowed to call it his debut?
That's the new hustle, I guess. You know, all those are just warm ups. This is the real deal. You know,
I don't know. They said the Baby's album didn't qualify as a
debut.
new one because he had his mixtapes out beforehand.
I don't know. He's trying to call this his debut. So
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. 12 mixtapes later, y'all.
ready. It's game time.
I'm ready. You've heard me rap with the legends in the streets. Now I'm gonna give you my first album.
Now, I know you don't like Dave.
Nah, I warmed up to him. It took me a minute. I was like, I don't know, man. There were a couple tapes where I was just like,
Look.
this sounds like the last one.
Dave East is Dave East at this point. Like, you know exactly what you're gonna get from him, and he gives you that to the fullest. Like, here, like it's nothing new. It's just more
Mhm.
Dave East.
Yeah.
Same kind of tired flow, but he has some songs.
Yeah,
He has some features. Like, he got Mac B feature, which is a dope ass song actually.
Crazy.
It's just he's clearly peaked, and I don't know where you go from here.
Well, he's writing. Well, so here's the thing. This is him just capitalizing on the Wu-Tang hype because of him acting. So I figured he needed to put a project out. It was just smart marketing. So honestly, I think that's just for his core fans. I think that was just a core fan release that he just wanted to make an official release with his
I think
public.
he only has core fans at this point, so I don't. You can be too strategic there, you know. So
I mean, but people watching the Wu-Tang thing are gonna go check out stuff. So this is gonna stream, you know, monetarily.
Actually,
I think he's just trying to monetize his music on the streaming side. So I think putting this album out while he just put his face in a big show is a good idea. I just don't think it's the best like I don't know, man. I
He
don't
is
know.
what he is. He is. What
He might not. He might not. Yeah, he is what he is. He is what he is. He's like,
You know exactly what you're getting from every time.
yeah,
Like,
you know,
like he
you
can rap.
Davies fans,
Like he
it's
can.
like Currency fans.
Look, he can rap, but there's not one bar I can tell you he's ever said. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Not one bar where I'd be like, "Whoa, run that back." You know what I'm saying?
Because he doesn't flow like that. He doesn't have
Just
emphasis
says
in this. There's zero emphasis.
Says simple shit.
Yeah.
But all
Real.
right, Lil Peep. Everything's everything. That's what it's called. No, everybody's everything.
Scroll. Everybody's everything. Yeah.
His second posthumous release.
That was weird. And what's weird
tied
was
to like his documentary, I guess.
I thought it was gonna be honestly better than, well, it's hard to say. No.
Honestly,
It's just a lot of like weird leftover stuff they just do together.
Honestly, I have fallen the line where with posthumous albums where it's a fine line between like honoring somebody, you know, their legacy, and then like
it's too much.
Too much. Where it's like, all right, there's no way this is how you wanted to put this out, or that you didn't want to put this out. Like a lot of these feel like songs that probably never would have heard.
Nah, if Peep was alive, maybe two of these songs would have had more production and stuff done to him, and he would have
songs here. But that is like all pretty much throwaways.
It is all throwaways. This is the throwaway album. That's why they have
why I don't like posthumous albums for the most part. It's just
crazy.
Never gonna be true to an artist like vision for what.
I almost forgot it came out because when you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, because I just after I went through it, I was just a little disappointed that they put it out, honestly, because his album, you know, his real posthumous album was like that. It should have just been left there.
Yeah,
you know,
perfect. End it there.
Yeah.
Don't need
otherwise
to keep dragging.
You know, they should have just like whatever the best ones were. They could have just deluxed that one and just put like 3 of these songs that they thought were the best, and then just let that ride. But nah.
And it's always weird to hear like an artist talking about like him, where he talked a lot about like dying, drugs and not waking up.
So many times.
Hear him talk about it like 2-3 years later. Still, it's like it's a little weird.
No, it's weird every time. Every time I hear that artist, like I'll even hear, you know, like Mac Miller and shit, like talking about living forever in songs, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, you know, like I'm like, oh man, like it's crazy just hearing, you know, artists talk about stuff like that when they pass.
It's one I could have done without. Tory Lanez,
Chicks Tape.
This is him at his very best when he can wear his influences on his sleeve without, you know, acting like it's not what he's doing. You know.
Yeah, when he gets to say it. Like straight up, like
yo, straight up, I'm gonna jack your shit.
I'm gonna get into this flow, you know, like so we don't have to guess. Like, yeah,
I'm gonna jack your whole song and then just make it my own. Like, cool.
Yeah, but
then you don't gotta act like, oh, this is me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, except for the ones where wasn't there a joint where there wasn't a feature or something? I feel like there was a song with no feature. Or maybe he was just rapping too much on it. There was one part, only one time did I like was listening and thought for a second that he sounded like Drake was rapping. And I was like, wait, what? And other than that, the whole tape was great. It was just like, it was cool, just listen. And I was like,
him at his best when he can steal and just do it without acting like he's not. And then wear those like 90s, early 2000s R&B influences, like without any concern.
That intro, that Jagged Edge, starting with that Jagged Edge, that's one of my favorite songs off the album too. That shit's crazy.
This is who he is. I I don't think he'll ever have his own true identity as an artist.
To
But
be
he can
honest,
he can do these tapes a million times over and be fine.
yeah. Well, this is the biggest he's ever been. So, to be honest, this is like a good year to look at Tory Lanez to see if he goes anywhere further or if this is his biggest hill. Like, because he's kind of peaked.
I'm calling it now.
It's like a peak.
This is
Yeah? This is peak? I don't know, man.
until he has an original song that is as big as his remixes. This is his peak. Tell me a definitive Tory Lanez song that is not a remix or a variation of somebody else's.
I don't know. I would have to think really about it because I don't know. Some of those songs that like, what was that? That Talk to Me, Baby.
Oh, he's got songs. I'm not saying he don't have songs,
What's that
but
song? He got some joints.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. But and those songs aren't gonna take him to the next level.
He's got songs, but he doesn't have
Yeah, you're right.
that.
You're right. You're right.
That moment. He doesn't have that project. He doesn't have, that definitive anything. It's just
Yeah. What's crazy is I didn't think Russ would like overshadow him though.
But you know the difference, right? Russ is all original.
Yeah, completely, and he just keeps getting better. Like because
So Russ is all original. So Tory's not. He's
yeah.
He's Dido from Pokemon. Like he's stealing everybody else's shit, bro. Like
that's hilarious.
He can't help himself. Even when he tries to make a song, it just sounds like some other shit that always came out.
For real. Yeah, you're right.
And that's what's stopping him.
Yep.
And it's not no shame in it. Like, bro, you have a whole career off this shit, clearly. Tape series can carry you, but
yeah.
It's gonna be hard to be like breakthrough when you don't have your own definitive like sound. Like if you hear on the radio, it wouldn't be like, oh, that's Tory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
his singing voice
sounds like some Drake
weird,
shit.
so I kind of would know it, but yeah.
I mean, you would know his voice, but style wise,
yeah, nah.
What's the Tory style? I don't know.
Drake. But yeah, Drake. What's the Tory style?
You know what I'm saying?
Like, for real. I mean,
so nah.
Word.
Nah.
Well, there was some stuff that wasn't hip hop that came out that was pretty fire.
FKA Twigs.
Ah, Magdalene? Was it Magdalene?
Magdalene.
Yeah.
It's on my short list for album of the year.
Ooh. Okay. I will. Okay. All right. I like that. I see where you're at. Yo, that shit is magnificent.
That shit is phenomenal.
I was just like, all right, yo, you heard what I heard? I was like, because I put that on and it was just like, wait, what? I was like, this is, ooh. And then, yo, her vocals, fam.
Crazy.
I'd be forgetting because she's so unique and she just does weird shit that, like, I'd be forgetting that she could just, if she wanted to, she could kill us with, like, Sia ballads and she could, like, go platinum every time because, like, her vocals are so dope.
But she
like,
has her own unique sound and style. And I mean, I have a Let's Talk Music come this week that's already been recorded. That'll be going up probably a little later where I talk about it. And it's like its own, it's like an experience, bro. Like when you call like musicians auteurs, like this, like she is what you're talking about because this shit is so unlike anything else out there and it's so true to like just her.
Yeah.
It can't be replicated. Like,
yeah, no, there's nobody like it. There's nothing like it.
And it's so like theatrical. Like,
yeah, there's
so
it's performance.
It does.
Like the sound, it's like the way it's moving. It's
like I said, it's almost as visual as it is like audio. Like,
yeah.
And if you watch any of her music videos, you can see why it just matches. Like, it's
man, her videos are crazy. You have to, if you haven't watched any FKA Twigs videos, I'm gonna tell you right now. Do yourself a favor and just YouTube some shit because her videos are crazy. Like, cause she's a dancer, so she like
she's a phenomenal dancer. She's like world class, actually.
Yeah, like top notch, like top level. Like she kills it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
This
Like
is
before
music
Tiana
elevated
Taylor
as
did
art.
that like fade video, like that fade video Tiana Taylor did, like FKA Twigs could do that shit in her sleep. Like that's how crazy. Except she's just not built the same, so I can't really be doing that. Yeah. But like whatever, you know what I'm
This
saying?
is this is absolutely music elevated as like art, higher art, and but it still keeps that musicality to it, where it's still a very good listen without it being like
Mm.
just only appreciated for the artist doing, but you can appreciate it for the music as well.
Yeah, there's been some good albums, like kind of just sliding in this year.
Brittany Howard, one we know, another one we never talk about.
Oh
Jamie,
yeah, yeah, from
another one,
Alabama
Alabama
Shakes.
Shakes, her solo
Yeah,
debut.
yeah, that was fire. I mean, it just sounded like it was honestly it was so cool because it was almost like if we just like it really felt like walking away with her like out of Alabama Shakes and like
Yeah,
her like just doing her vibe. It felt like yo, let's go over here and like
it's
it was
another one
crazy.
that's uniquely her. Like
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
completely authentic yet super eccentric. Like the production,
mhm,
it's got everything: funk, blues, soul, rock, country. Like it's a mix of like
yeah,
everything, and somehow she makes it work. And her voice obviously is one of the best out there. Period.
yeah. Did you listen to that Snow Allegra album?
I did not.
Oh, oh. Yo, okay. The Snow Allegra album, it's called Those Feels Again. That one's one of those too. I'm just gonna have to let you know.
Snow Allegra. Never even heard of her.
Oh my god. Dog. Just one of those. Snow with an H. Snoh. Snow. Just look up Snow, dog. I'm telling you right now. That's one of those. It's in the list.
On the list, huh?
Yes, in the list. What are you talking about? Yeah, you gotta listen to that. You gotta listen to that tonight. That's one of the best. That's like the best R&B album of this year.
The best.
Yeah.
I thought you said that about Summer.
Nah, she beat Summer. This album's way too cohesive for that.
All right, that's bold
I'm
claims there.
I'm saying, Doc, watch. Listen to that Snow Allegra. I'm telling you right now, it's better than some. No slight. Summer Walker's album's amazing. I love that album, but Snow Allegra, her shit is it's just too musically good. It's just too good. Like it's just like all of it arranged. Everything was amazing. So you'll see. Watch. You'll see.
All right, we'll check it out. Last
Yeah.
two, Coldplay just dropped something, and so did Beck.
And Labyrinth.
Okay, I didn't hear that one. I just heard Coldplay and Beck, and
Mm. That
Coldplay's trying to
Coldplay
get.
was
It's probably their most experimental in a really long time.
yeah, but not all the way.
Not
Just
all the way. Like they still got to
that's
try
what I
to
thought was
deliver
funny.
something for the arenas. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I thought was so weird because I was like, oh, they taking us somewhere, and then they're like, oh, here's a little bit of what you know us for, and then like, all right, now let me try something else.
Their turn in music has been interesting to watch because they started out like this super soft alternative group,
Yeah,
and then they just fucking blew up into like this massive arena band, like putting out pop anthems and shit. And
yeah,
it's just weird. And then now they're like trying to kind of get back to the roots a little bit on this one,
mm-hmm.
but then still try to give you
The pop
that
arena,
pop shit. Yeah,
yeah. And
like
honestly, I'm not mad at it. To be honest, it
I think it's
sounds
their most
good.
interesting project in a long time because I've
Yeah,
not been interested in a project of theirs probably the last 3 times.
true.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely their most interesting,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not back to those like original vibes
Yeah.
fully.
I guess the only song I listened to, or no, I guess listen to the most Mount Everest. That's like my favorite song.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Like a Movie's the single. That one plays a lot. But
And then
yeah.
Hyperspace from Beck. Really good. He just reinvents himself every fucking time. Like,
I didn't hear that one. But Beck is always amazing. He's like
as a versatile artist because he literally gives you a different sound and style on every one of his projects.
And
he does it again here.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna check out the Beck project.
You should. Stratosphere. Phenomenal song.
Stratosphere.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for music right now.
Yeah.
A lot of shit that's coming out. We're definitely gonna do a list. End of the year list. So get your shit together.
Yeah. The end of the year list.
Right.
Well, my list is gonna be nice.
Couple weeks for sure.
Make sure you listen to that Snow Allegra though before the list. That's just if there's any album I gotta make sure you listen to before that.
If there's any album, go listen to FK Twigs.
I got it on my phone already. It's in my recently added.
But yeah, you guys tell us what you thought about the albums that we talked about, or if there's anything that we kind of missed that we should check out. Like I said, we'll be back a couple weeks, full on end of the year top 25 list, like we always do. It's gonna be tough this year because I don't think there were any clear cut favorites like that. So, be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the list is this year. I think it'll be a little bit better because there aren't so many major, like heavy hitters
that delivered.
Right. Because Kanye's not in the running. I'm just letting you guys know. Sorry.
There's a few that aren't. That were like, you could, but you didn't. So, it'll be interesting. I think it'll be very eclectic this time. At least on my front, for sure. I got some shit that I don't think a lot of people heard. But yeah, that's it for this entry of the Fearless Show. Again, today's date was December 2nd, 2019.
Yeah.
If you, have any thoughts, opinions, commentary about anything we talked about, definitely let us know in the comments below or wherever, you're watching this, where it's SoundCloud, YouTube, website, wherever. Definitely chop it up with us. And if you like any of the gear they rock in these videos, he's wearing Volume 1 of the Team T. I'm wearing Volume 2.
Yeah.
You just missed a major sale. Fortunately, we were giving up to like 80% off of some stuff. But they're still up there and still pretty good price. So definitely, the beanies are back, by the way. So definitely go cop those for the winter time. And other than that, we'll be back, more shortly. Won't take so long this time. So, as always, do what, Reese?
Keep living life fearless, y'all.
Yep, like, subscribe, share, do all that jazz. Catch you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.